It started with embarrassment. Marcus, a calm, well-dressed black man, walked into a luxury hotel to check in. The manager, Ms. Whitmore, a sharp-tongued woman with a fake smile, looked him up and down and said, "We don't take walk-ins. Try somewhere cheaper." Her voice carried across the lobby. People stared. Marcus quietly gathered his things and left without a word. The next morning, that same woman strutted into the same hotel, but this time, she wasn't in charge. The staff whispered as they passed her uniform. Confused, she asked what was going on. Then, from the executive office, the door opened. Marcus stepped out, wearing a tailored suit and a name badge that read Regional Director. Her face went pale. He looked at her and said calmly, "Corporate bought this chain last night. I'm the new boss. You'll report to me from now on." Silence filled the lobby. She stammered, tried to explain, but Marcus cut her off. "You judge me by what you saw, not who I was. Remember, respect is free, but disrespect can cost you everything." As she lowered her head, he turned away, saying softly, "Next time, treat people right. You never know who's walking through your doors." Moral: don't let arrogance make you blind, because the person you look down on today might be the one signing your paycheck tomorrow. The lobby was silent, but the tension was thick enough to cut through. Ms. Whitmore stood frozen, her fake confidence crumbling as Marcus addressed the staff. "This hotel's been running on fear, not service. That changes today." He didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. His calm authority filled the room. Whitmore tried to plead her case, whispering, "Sir, I was just following policy." But Marcus turned to her, eyes steady. "Policy doesn't give you permission to humiliate people." Then he handed her a clipboard. "You'll start with housekeeping. Maybe from there, you'll learn what real hospitality means." Gasps echoed through the staff. Later that week, as Marcus walked to the hall's inspecting rooms, he found her quietly folding towels. She looked up, ashamed. "I was wrong," she said softly. "I thought power meant control, but it's really about respect." Marcus nodded. It's never too late to learn. The same guest who once saw her bark orders now watched her offer apologies. The gossip stopped, replaced by respect, earned, not demanded. Moral: redemption starts where pride ends. Life has a way of humbling those who forget that kindness is the highest form of power. Weeks passed, and the hotel began to change. The once cold, pretentious lobby now buzzed with warmth. Guests smiled. Staff worked with pride. And at the center of it all, Marcus, the same man once shamed at the front desk, now led with quiet strength and dignity. But one afternoon, Marcus noticed something surprising. Ms. Whitmore staying late, scrubbing floors long after her shift. He approached her gently. "You don't have to do that," he said. She looked up, exhausted. "I do, because for the first time, I'm doing something right." Marcus nodded, seeing sincerity in her eyes. "Then maybe it's time we talk about a second chance." The next morning, the staff gathered in the lobby again. Marcus stood before them, announcing new promotions. "Today, I'm naming a new guest relations coordinator, someone who learned the hard way what service truly means." All eyes turned to Whitmore. She froze, tears filling her eyes. Marcus smiled faintly. Growth deserves recognition, and forgiveness, that's leadership. As applause broke out, Whitmore whispered, "Thank you." He replied, "Don't thank me. Just pass it on." Moral: sometimes the same moment that breaks you is the one that builds you, because true power isn't about revenge, it's about grace. Months later, the hotel was thriving, new awards, loyal guests, and a team stronger than ever. But what caught everyone off guard was how close Marcus and Ms. Whitmore had grown professionally. She no longer barked orders. She listened, she encouraged. One morning, as Marcus reviewed reports, he found a letter on his desk. It was from her. "Marcus," it read, "you didn't just give me a job. You gave me back my humanity. I used to think success meant standing above people. You showed me it means standing with them." He smiled, folding the letter carefully. That afternoon at a corporate meeting, Marcus announced a new initiative, the Whitmore Scholarship Program, for young professionals in hospitality from disadvantaged backgrounds. The room erupted in applause. Whitmore, sitting quietly in the back, covered her mouth in shock. Later, she approached him, eyes misty. "You named it after me?" Marcus replied. "You earned it. This isn't about your past. It's about what you chose to become." Moral: true leadership isn't about proving people wrong. It's about helping them grow right. Grace doesn't just change others. It transforms everyone it touches. A year later, the hotel stood as a symbol of transformation. Reporters came from across the state to interview Marcus about his leadership, but he redirected every question toward his team. "They're the reason this place shines," he said, smiling toward the staff. Where Ms. Whitmore now stood proudly beside the front desk, she once ruled with fear. That day, during a grand ceremony, the mayor presented Marcus with the City Service Award. Cameras flashed, applause thundered, and in the crowd, Whitmore wiped away tears. After the event, she pulled Marcus aside. "I used to think people like you were beneath me," she said quietly. "Now I realize you were everything I wanted to be: dignified, respected, human." Marcus smiled faintly. "We all fall short sometimes. What matters is how we rise afterward." He paused, looking out at the busy lobby, now filled with laughter and grace. This isn't just a hotel anymore. It's a story of second chances. As Whitmore nodded, humbled and renewed, Marcus turned to his staff and said, "Never let someone's judgment define your worth. Let your actions speak louder than their prejudice." Moral: in life, revenge fades, but redemption echoes forever. The greatest victory is turning pain into purpose and enemies into allies. 2 years later, Marcus stood before a new hotel opening. Sleek glass, golden lights, and a sign that read the Whitmore Grand. The crowd erupted in applause. Reporters rushed forward, asking why he named it after the very woman who once humiliated him. Marcus smiled calmly. "Because forgiveness is the highest form of strength," he said. "And because people deserve to be remembered for who they became, not who they were." From a front row, Ms. Whitmore stepped forward, now dressed in a crisp blazer, tears glistening in her eyes. "Marcus," she said softly, "you didn't just change my career, you changed my heart." He nodded, replying, "That's what grace does. It turns broken moments into beginnings." As the ribbon was cut, the crowd cheered. Cameras captured Marcus and Whitmore standing side by side, once enemies, now partners in purpose. Behind them, the hotel doors opened, welcoming guests from every walk of life, every color, every story. Marcus looked at the sky and whispered, "Never forget where you came from. Every closed door teaches you how to build your own." Moral: the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's proving that love, humility, and forgiveness will always rise higher than hate. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that matter. And let's keep the conversation going.